Hello, welcome back. We're thrilled to have you join our community, exploring timeless wisdom for modern lives. If you're new, welcome to the family. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to journey with us, discovering how the Bible illuminates our lives. Today, we're diving into forgiveness, a concept we all grapple with. It's about healing wounds and moving forward with grace. Reconciliation is always possible with a forgiving spirit. Let's unpack scripture for handling life's conflicts, fostering harmony. Let's learn to forgive and grow together. Life is a beautiful journey, but it is rarely a perfectly smooth one. It is full of unexpected twists, turns, and the occasional bump in the road. These bumps often come in the form of misunderstandings with our dearest friends, moments of tension within our families, or disagreements with those we work alongside. You know exactly what I am talking about. It could be a comment taken the wrong way, a promise that was unintentionally broken, or a simple difference of opinion that escalates into something more. These moments, though challenging, are a natural part of the human experience and our interactions with others. These relational hurdles can leave us feeling hurt, frustrated, or even disconnected from the people we love. It is easy to let these negative feelings fester, building walls where there once were bridges. We might find ourselves replaying conversations in our minds, holding on to grievances, and allowing bitterness to take root in our hearts. This is a heavy burden to carry, one that can cloud our joy and strain our most precious connections. But what if there was a better way? What if we had a tool, a guiding principle, to help us navigate these situations with grace and come out stronger on the other side? The good news is that we do. The scripture we are exploring today offers us exactly that, a clear and loving pathway to heal these rifts and foster growth through the powerful act of forgiveness. It is a timeless piece of wisdom that speaks directly to these very real and very human moments of conflict. This verse does not ask us to pretend that hurts do not happen or that disagreements do not sting. Instead, it provides us with a constructive and compassionate response, a way to process the hurt and choose a path of reconciliation over resentment, a path of connection over conflict. So, as we prepare to delve deeper into this specific teaching, let's hold these everyday challenges in our minds. Think about the relationships in your own life and the moments that have tested your patience and your capacity to forgive. This is not just an abstract theological discussion, it is a practical guide for real life. It is about transforming our daily interactions, one forgiving moment at a time. Let's dive into the heart of this scripture and discover how its ancient wisdom can bring healing, peace, and profound growth into our lives today. In our daily lives, we encounter interactions that can either lift us up or weigh us down. These moments can feel like tiny pebbles being dropped into a backpack we carry. Each unresolved hurt adds to the load, making the backpack heavier. We might feel irritable or drained, not connecting it to the grievances we hold on to. Holding on to anger is like gripping a hot coal. You are the one who gets burned. Refusing to forgive keeps us trapped in a prison of our own making. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks the door, allowing us to step into the freedom of the present moment. Understanding why forgiveness matters begins with recognizing this hidden weight. See forgiveness as a profound act of self-care and liberation. It's the first step toward walking through life with a lighter heart. Relationships are the very fabric of our lives, weaving a rich tapestry of shared experiences, support, and love. Yet, like any beautiful tapestry, threads can sometimes fray or even break. Misunderstandings and hurts are inevitable when two imperfect people try to build a life together, whether as partners, family members, or friends. When these moments of friction occur, we stand at a crossroads. One path leads to distance, where walls are built brick by brick with unspoken resentment and silent accusations. The other path, however, leads toward healing and a stronger bond, and that path is paved with the stones of forgiveness. It is the essential bridge that reconnects our hearts. Think of forgiveness as the ultimate repair tool for our relationships. When a bond is damaged, forgiveness doesn't just patch it up, it can actually reinforce it, making it stronger than it was before. Choosing to forgive someone requires vulnerability, empathy, and a deep sense of compassion. It says, "Our connection is more important to me than this conflict. You are more important to me than my need to be right." This powerful message creates a safe space where both people can be honest about their feelings without fear of permanent rejection, fostering a level of trust that is unshakable and profound. This process of forgiving and being forgiven deepens our understanding of one another on a fundamental level. It forces us to look beyond the surface-level offense and see the humanity in the other person, their struggles, their intentions, and their own imperfections. When we extend grace, we are more likely to receive it in return, creating a beautiful reciprocal cycle of mercy and understanding. This is how relationships mature and evolve. They are not built on a foundation of perfect harmony, but on the shared experience of navigating storms together and choosing, time and again, to rebuild the bridges that connect them. Ultimately, forgiveness is an investment in the future of our most cherished connections. Every act of letting go is a vote of confidence in the relationship's ability to endure and grow. It communicates a commitment to weathering life's challenges side by side rather than drifting apart. Without this essential tool, minor cracks can become vast canyons, separating us from the people we need most. By embracing forgiveness, we choose connection over isolation, unity over division, and love over bitterness. We build bridges that are not only strong enough to hold us, but also beautiful enough to admire for a lifetime. Imagine standing on a vast ocean shore, holding a heavy, jagged rock, representing a hurt you refuse to release. Unforgiveness restricts us and prevents us from engaging with life's beauty. Imagine taking a deep breath and choosing to open your hands, letting that rock fall into the waves. An incredible lightness washes over you. Your hands are free, the pain is gone. This is the profound freedom that forgiveness offers. Letting go of what weighs you down, allowing you to breathe and move forward. This liberation is a gift we give ourselves, a declaration that we are ready to heal and grow. Now that we know why forgiveness is vital, let's focus on Colossians 3:13. It reads, "Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you." Penned nearly 2,000 years ago by the Apostle Paul, these words urge believers in Colossae to live out their faith. Forgiveness is the glue that holds the community together. Paul calls us to intentionally put on virtues like clothes. Forgiveness is part of this outfit of grace. Extend the same mercy to others that we have received. Forgive one another. Choose a higher path of grace. The letter to the Colossians was written by Paul, likely from prison in Rome. Despite his suffering, Paul's focus was on encouraging a young church in Colossae, a community surrounded by competing philosophies. He wrote to correct false teachings and remind them of Christ's supremacy. Paul's call to forgiveness wasn't just moral advice. It was a direct challenge to the spiritual elitism and harshness creeping into the church. He urged them to build their community on patience and radical forgiveness, reflecting the grace they'd received from God. This message remains just as countercultural and vital for us today. Colossians 3:13 is a blueprint for real community. Paul knew conflict is inevitable, so he commands, "Bear with each other." This means patient endurance, giving grace for others' flaws and quirks. But he goes further. Forgive one another if you have a grievance. Forgiveness isn't pretending you weren't hurt. It's choosing to let go, just as God forgave you. This isn't about excusing wrongs, but about reflecting God's character in our relationships. Forgiveness becomes an act of worship and a powerful witness to the world. Bear with each other is practical advice for daily life. It's the choice to overlook minor annoyances and respond with patience, not frustration. This isn't about being a doormat, but about valuing harmony over being right. When we bear with one another, we create a culture of grace and acceptance. This practice stops small irritations from growing into major conflicts. It's the quiet daily work that lays the foundation for true forgiveness. Forgiveness goes deeper than patience. It's an active decision to release a real debt. It means letting go of your right to hold a grudge or seek payback. Forgiveness is hard, but it's liberating. It breaks the chains of bitterness. Paul's command is mutual. We all need to give and receive forgiveness. This cycle of mercy strengthens community and frees us from the past. Forgiveness isn't forgetting or excusing, but choosing freedom and peace. It's a courageous act that opens the door to healing and restored connection. Paul's words, "If any of you has a grievance, acknowledge real pain." Forgiveness starts with honesty about our hurt. It's not about pretending. Admitting the wound is the first step toward healing. Paul's command is practical. Forgive even when the grievance is justified. This doesn't mean excusing bad behavior or ignoring boundaries. Forgiveness is about releasing the debt in your heart, regardless of the other person's response. This brings peace and freedom, even if the other person never apologizes. The heart of the verse is this: forgive as the Lord forgave you. Our ability to forgive flows from the forgiveness we've received from God. God's forgiveness is complete, sacrificial, and freely given, not because we earned it. We're called to reflect that same grace in our relationships. Forgiveness becomes an act of worship, showing God's love to the world. We forgive because we have been forgiven. This is our strength and motivation. It's the divine power that enables us to live in true freedom and peace. Let's bring this scripture to life with a relatable story. Imagine you're at your book club. You're sharing a unique insight, but a friend interrupts, presenting your idea as their own. Instead of reacting, remember, bear with each other. Extend grace, thinking she didn't mean to hurt you. This prevents escalation and keeps the peace. Friendship is more valuable than getting credit. Choose to forgive. Forgive as the Lord forgave you, freely and completely. Turn potential conflict into grace, strengthening friendship. Imagine a forgotten birthday. You wake up excited, but your sibling doesn't call. It hurts. You could give them the silent treatment, leading to more pain. Colossians 3:13 offers a better path. Grace. Reach out, call them. Say, I was bummed, but I forgive you. Plan to celebrate together. This is transformative. Love is bigger than any mistake. Forgive well. Colossians 3:13 applies to our professional lives. Imagine a coworker's error costs you a day of frantic work. Frustration is justified, but consider a better response than complaining or holding grudges. I recall a similar setback. I calmly addressed the issue, focusing on the problem, not blame. After fixing it together, I chose to forgive and move on. This fostered trust and strengthened our teamwork. Forgiveness builds bridges, it doesn't burn them. Our final story, your neighbors. Living close to others brings friction. Imagine a neighbor playing loud music late at night, disrupting your peace. It's easy to let this fester, but bearing with and forgiving are active choices. Choose to believe the best, that they're unaware of the sound. Approach the situation with a heart of peace. Visit them at a friendly time, maybe with cookies. Gently explain the situation. By forgiving and addressing the issue with kindness, you build a bridge, creating a more peaceful community for everyone. How do we turn forgiveness into a daily habit? The first tool is pausing. Before reacting, give yourself a moment. Practice patience. Create space between the event and your response. When frustrated, practice the pause. Take a deep breath. This interrupts the emotional response, allowing your wiser self to step forward. Choose to tolerate annoyances without letting them steal your peace. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Conserve your energy for what truly matters. Build resilience and rest in your heart. Pause, breathe, and be patient. This prepares you for deeper forgiveness. It's a simple tool with immense power. The second tool in our toolkit moves from patient endurance to a powerful, deliberate action. This is the heart of the matter, choosing to forgive. When a grievance is real and the hurt is deep, patience alone is not enough. Forgiveness is not a feeling that will magically arrive one day. It is a conscious choice you make, an act of your will. This is the step where you intentionally decide to let go of the grudge, to release the person from the debt you feel they owe you. It is about making the decision to stop holding on to the anger, even if the anger feels completely justified. To make this choice tangible, you can create a small, private ritual. You might write down the offense and the person who hurt you on a piece of paper. Acknowledge the pain it caused. Be honest with yourself and with God about the depth of your grievance. Then, as a physical representation of your choice to forgive, you can safely burn the paper or tear it into tiny pieces and throw it away. This simple act can be incredibly powerful. It is a declaration to yourself that you are no longer willing to let this past event have power over your present. You are choosing to release it. This choice to forgive is something you may have to make more than once. When the memory of the hurt resurfaces and the angry feelings return, you simply make the choice again. You can gently remind yourself, no, I have already forgiven them for that. I am choosing peace. This is not a sign of failure. It is a normal part of the process. Forgiveness is like weeding a garden. You make the big decision to clear the weeds, but you also have to pull the smaller ones that pop up from time to time to keep the garden of your heart healthy and beautiful. Remember, this choice is primarily for you. It is the key that unlocks your own prison of resentment. While reconciliation involves the other person, forgiveness is your own personal work. You can choose to forgive someone even if they never apologize or acknowledge what they did. It is your act of taking back control of your own emotional well-being. It is you deciding that your future happiness is more important than their past mistake. This active choice to forgive is the most courageous and liberating tool you possess. The final tool in our forgiveness toolkit is learning to reflect God's grace. This transforms forgiveness into something we get to do, mirroring the unconditional love shown to us. Let our actions reflect God's heart. Forgive without keeping score, releasing offenses completely. Remember their best qualities, not their worst moments. Initiate peace, like God initiated reconciliation with us. Be the first to apologize, even if only partly to blame. Build bridges, showing relationships are more important than pride. Let your life testify to the grace you've received. Respond with unexpected mercy, offering a glimpse of God's love. By pausing for patience, choosing to forgive, and reflecting God's grace, transform your heart and relationships. We've explored the wisdom in Colossians 3:13. Life has relational bumps, leaving us hurt. Forgiveness can heal our deepest wounds. Forgiveness is a transformative journey. It leads us from bitterness to peace. Reclaim emotional well-being, live fully, forgive as the Lord forgave you. This provides strength to forgive. Forgiveness is strength, not weakness. Choose love, not forgetting. It's a path to growth and freedom. This is the promise of a forgiving heart. So what now? We have read the words, we have understood their meaning, and we have seen how they can play out in our lives. This is your personal invitation to begin living a lighter, freer life. The choice to forgive, to bear with others, and to reflect God's grace is now in your hands. It is a choice you can make today. If this message has touched your heart today, share it with someone in your life who you feel might need to hear this message of hope and healing. And please, join our growing community by subscribing so we can continue to explore how the Bible's timeless truths can meet us right where we are in our lives. Take a moment to share in the comments below. When was a time that choosing forgiveness completely changed a moment for you? Until we meet again, may God bless you and keep you.